An overview of the dairy market. The global dairy business is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Farmers, processors and manufacturers face many challenges getting products to consumers. Dairy cows produce a perishable product, milk, with dairy processors and manufacturers turning this raw commodity into finished goods for a multitude of uses, which are consumed anywhere from within a few days, weeks or months to several years. From the farmer to the consumer, milk and its components will change hands many times, and as such, each of the market participants have one thing in common: price risk. At times, the dairy market can experience extreme price volatility as dairy prices fluctuate. This volatility can affect profit stability and make forecasting, planning, and strategic decision-making difficult. All participants in the dairy industry are increasingly seeking ways to create certainty around the price they receive or pay for product. Dairy futures and options serve as effective tools for hedgers to manage the risks inherent to the dairy industry and for speculators looking to capitalise on price or spread movement. New Zealand is the world's largest exporter of dairy commodities, representing approximately 1/3 of international dairy trade each year. Approximately 95% of New Zealand's annual production is exported, with trade dominated by whole milk powder, skim milk powder, butter, anhydrous milk fat, and cheese. In 2010, the NZX launched its dairy derivatives market, including futures and options in 5 key products. Futures and options are available for whole milk powder, skim milk powder, and New Zealand milk price. And futures are available for butter and anhydrous milk fat. Each of these products serves a different purpose and use in the dairy industry. Whole milk powder is a full fat milk powder made from fresh pasteurised whole milk. Whole milk powder is used in a range of products, including confectionery, ice cream and yogurts, or as a repacked product used in milk beverages. Over 2.7 million metric tonnes of whole milk powder are traded globally each year, with New Zealand representing over 57% of the world's exports of whole milk powder. Butter is made by tuning cream to separate the butter fat from the butter milk. Butter is commonly used in pastry as well as food service, with recent research showing its health benefits. It has been high in demand. Globally, over 1.5 million metric tonnes of butter is traded, with New Zealand being the largest exporter, supplying over 18% of the globally traded product. Skim milk powder is a low-fat milk powder which can be made in the process of making butter. It is commonly used as a source of milk solids in confectionery and bakery applications, as well as a primary ingredient in ice creams, yogurts, and UHT milk. Globally, 3.2 million metric tonnes are traded each year. Large exporters of skim milk powder and equivalent products include the European Union and the United States. Skim milk powder is the largest individual dairy export commodity traded globally. Anhydrous milk fat is a storable pure butter fat produced from high-quality cream. It undergoes a process that removes nearly all of the water and non-fat solids from the finished product. Typically, anhydrous milk fat is used in food and beverage manufacturing, such as ice creams, confectionery, and baking. Around 440,000 metric tonnes are traded globally each year, with New Zealand representing over 47% of the world's exports. These 4 products can be combined to create a synthetic farm gate milk price for New Zealand dairy farmers, and along with the New Zealand milk price futures and options, they form the basis of the New Zealand milk crush. New Zealand milk price reflects the milk price paid to New Zealand dairy farmers for milk they supply to their dairy processors. The New Zealand milk price futures contract is cash settled to Fonterra's final farm gate milk price, which accounts for around 80% of New Zealand's farmers' milk production. New Zealand milk price futures and options enables farmers, processors and traders exposed to the New Zealand milk price to fix prices for the current season or season ahead. The design of the NZX dairy derivatives market reflects the structure of the globally traded physical dairy ingredients market as well as New Zealand's farm gate pricing. The ingredient contracts, whole milk powder, skim milk powder, anhydrous milk fat and butter are all based on a contract size of 1 metric tonne, while New Zealand milk price is based on a contract size of 6,000 kilograms of milk solids. The ingredient contracts have an 18 consecutive month listing cycle, while New Zealand milk price has 3 annual contracts listed at any one time. This ensures farmers, Processors, manufacturers, and traders have maximum flexibility in covering their risk exposure depending on their buying and selling requirements. All dairy futures and options contracts are traded electronically via the NZX and are cash settled rather than physically delivered. Similar to other commodity markets, dairy prices are influenced by the weather, trade restrictions, government interventions, and global supply and demand. The availability of NZX dairy futures and options allows the dairy sector to manage the price volatility that participants in this vital industry face every day. To learn more, please refer to our other educational videos at the link on screen.